discussion or recommended changes? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, like sign, motion carries. Financial report, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
I can tell you two things so far about the financial report. Obviously, we're very early in the month in January, and we're busy getting payrolls done and that sort of thing. So depending on when you meet next, I'll present 2017 actual then, or I can email it out when it's ready. But what I can tell you is that for 2017, there were 1,690 calls. That's a 7% increase over 2016, and it's within 3% of the 2018 budget numbers that we were looking at for run volume. So that we need to increase those 17 calls by 54 calls in 18 to get to that budget production.
What was the number?
For which, 2017.
1,690.
90.
Thank you.
And then in the 2018 budget, we have 1,744 calls. So we need a 3% increase in
Okay.
call volume over 2017. The other thing I can let you know is that we are now implemented in the payroll. All employees are on a biweekly payroll. And so thank you to Joanne and Devin and Kathy on working on that. And so now all St. Croix EMS employees, starting January 1st, 2018, will be paid biweekly.
I'm sorry.
They will
What
pay-
was it before?
It was a combination. The full-time paramedics were paid biweekly, but then the part-time EMTs and then casual medics were paid monthly.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Any questions of Brenda? Just so you know, Tom, she doesn't have any numbers. She just gave us what the full runs were. In the next meeting, she'll either get us a report then or email it out, whatever we want.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Ad hoc committee discussions and update. Thank you, Tom.
So we had two meetings scheduled in December. The first meeting, we weren't able to meet because we didn't have a quorum. The second meeting was the week between Christmas and New Year's, and we did meet. I'd like to introduce John Tremble. He is the new member taking Colleen Hammer's place. So he was appointed Monday night by the mayor. And so, let's see, we're continuing with what we've been doing, looking at various surveys of, from different EMS services, and then now we should be able to dig in further to the financial aspects, because we've got John on board. And we're continuing with surveying the employees as well, so. That's all that I've got to report.
Work groups, what are they? I don't remember reading what they were.
Well, we were developing work groups, which were going to be two members of the committee, but now with Catherine's recommendation, she said that we shouldn't.
Not a good idea.
No, because then we'd have to notice the meetings and
Oh,
things
yeah,
like
you
that.
would.
So it's going to probably be one person from the committee, and then we'll look for some other people to help them with things that aren't people that aren't on the committee.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anything, other questions of the,
I guess I have a question. What is your number one focus right now? I mean, if you could address one issue, what would it be? Is it staffing concerns, is it finances?
Right now?
Is it- Yeah, I mean.
Right
what-
now, we're working on things like staffing concerns, and that's why we were doing the surveying of the employees.
Okay, so our focus right now with the committee is not with the
But
finance, it's
Well-
more with the staffing issues.
we had to put off really looking at the finances as carefully as we want to, because we didn't have the people on the work group. But now with John on there, now we can get back to that.
Thank you.
okay, any other questions? Thank you, Joyce. Okay. Update on the RFP building company.
We're still working on that. I spoke with Kathy about a half hour ago. She's putting a few tweaks in there, and we should have that completed very soon.
In our fire advisory board meeting this morning, I asked the chief if we have running billings through for rescue, and he said you and he have talked. He didn't know if any money had come through yet. So the question that I had was, in this RFP, are we gonna make sure that billing for fire rescue will be able to be accomplished through the new billing service process?
We don't have that in there.
Could we get that in there? Do you know what I mean? So that the city doesn't want to lose that. You know, because when we transitioned to the fire department, we quit billing for rescue because it was too expensive for fire to do. We should be able to bill through our EMS service and get that money for the fire department. Okay, thank you. Is that it for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be on the agenda next. Update on the 2018 staffing model.
So it was implemented January 1. We still have quite a few open shifts. Unfortunately, one of the .6 members broke her wrist prior to implemented, so she's out till February. And we're still working on filling positions.
How many are unfilled, Brandon?
I would say at least a quarter.
What does that convert to in numbers?
Well, there's 28 shifts per month available. I'd say probably 8 go unfilled.
Any ideas on how to get those shifts filled?
Yep, I was gonna actually address that in the chief's
Chief's
report. Yep.
Because didn't you report in the minutes that you had it out looking for 6.6?
Yep. Yep.
Did you get any?
We have 4 applicants,
Okay,
so.
okay. Anything else on the staffing model?
4 applicants for how many positions?
6.
We're looking for 6.
And in terms of paramedics, did we bring on board the person that was?
Yep. I was
and-
gonna get.
Well,
In the chief's report.
oh, well, I thought we were talking about staffing models,
Yep.
so
We
I
were.
thought that was all part of,
Yeah, I was
because
It
actually
is.
we said we needed, I mean, I think last time we met, I suggested that you put together like a quarterly estimate as to where you thought we were with these staffing models. Is that under the chief's report or
I can give you a brief synopsis of it, yeah.
under the
That
chief's
was-
report?
That was kind of my
Okay.
intent, to give you
Okay.
kind of where we're at.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. I agree, you want to do it,
Yep.
it's just, if
Well,
he's
yeah,
gonna
I
do
just-
it,
Yep.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else with that? Discuss possible action in the commission procedures governing rules, do we do something?
I talked to Catherine Monday and yesterday, and first I'm gonna just hand out the ordinance that currently
Exists,
authorizes the
existence.
commission.
Thank you,
And,
Tom.
What we talked about was we can probably take some of the language from the bylaws and put it into procedures for this.
Okay.
I don't have those done because
Okay,
I have to wait
that's
for
fine.
her, but I'll get it done and in an email. I'll email it to everybody sometime in the next couple of weeks, and certainly before the next meeting.
This date, is that the date it was approved?
No,
January?
that's the date
just
that
a-
I printed it.
Okay. That's what I thought, and that's why I asked that question. Okay. So it'll come up next meeting, to have it on the
Yep.
agenda. Okay, very good, thank you.
Yeah, you'll have it before the next meeting so you can react to it.
Review it. Very good, appreciate that. Medical director's update, do we have one?
No, he's on sabbatical.
Yeah, he's on sabbatical for 3 months, so we do have alternate medical control through regions if we need it, but Aaron's out for 3 months.
So, have we needed to use him for anything else?
Nope.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask that question. Okay, chief's report.
All right, so we have filled the 1 paramedic position. We have another applicant that we'll be interviewing. Hopefully, we'll be able to fill the 2nd open position. The EMT positions that we posted, we had 4 applicants. I just got their applications on Monday, so I'll be going through those and going through an interview process and hopefully onboarding them. We also have 2 casual paramedics that are starting and getting trained in. Like I said earlier, we have 28 shifts per week available. On average, at least 8 are unfilled at this time. Bringing those other people on should help with filling those.
How are you covering them now?
The ones that are uncovered are usually that second truck, so we'd lose out on the transfer revenue at this point.
What shifts are they occurring on?
It varies.
Does it?
Yep.
Are you and Josh going out on runs?
When needed, yep. We both work New Year's Eve.
Okay.
I was on the truck all day yesterday, so.
So,
So, okay, just, I keep losing sight a little bit of what our plan here is. So, about a third of the time, what you're saying is there's 8 out of 24 shifts that are 8 out of how many?
28.
roughly.
28 shifts, okay,
roughly,
so a little less than a third of the time we're down to 1 truck. And then we, are using our old plan of people at home? That
If
would
available, yep.
be available on call?
Or we've been filling in as well.
Okay, but that's our primary backup plan,
As of right now, yep. Yep.
just people at home willing to come in as needed?
Needed, yep.
Okay, so in terms of staffing here, originally, how many casual EMT casual employees did we have before we went to our new plan?
24?
I was gonna say, I thought it was around 25 people, okay. Of those 25 people, I mean, that was the big concern we had, right? That we were not respecting, I mean, that was what I heard from the community, that we were not respecting the fact that those 25 people had made a major commitment to serve, right? Of those 24, 25 people, how many people are gonna be part of the new service of those 25 people?
So far this month, about half have committed to time.
Okay,
On
so
schedule.
half have kind of fallen away because of our .6 program or whatever?
They're still active on the roster. We
But-
implemented a program where they have 2 months. If they don't submit time in 2 months, then they're removed.
Okay.
So as of right now,
And
about
is-
half of them have given time.
Okay, so is that what you're expecting, that of the 24, 25 EMTs we started with, that half of them are
I
gonna
think potentially we,
fall away?
yeah,
And the requirement again, I forget.
24 hours per month.
Okay.
And that was the need for the pointed positions, the more .6s that I asked for, the 6.
Yeah. Well, I think the note should reflect that, though, because, I mean, when we went through this process, I will just say, I felt really bad when I sat here listening to people come up, talking about how we didn't respect the commitment people had had, and now our new plan basically is saying to half of the people, either you need to make a bigger commitment or you're not a part of our process, right?
Correct.
All right, I just hope the community understands that
Is-
our goal wasn't to try and, get rid of employees as we looked at different alternatives, and I don't think that was well understood. As I've talked to friends, and they go like, what the heck's going on with EMS still? Yeah,
24-hour commitment, is it 2 12s or 3 8s?
They're 12-hour shifts.
So it's just 2 12-hour
Yep.
shifts in a month that
Yep.
they need to work twice a month is all.
Right.
So it's not a major commitment, but at least,
I know, but
but I agree, and it's
I
a
mean,
concern because,
I mean, I felt like the community was saying we weren't respecting the commitment that people made. And I really felt that reflected on the commission, like somehow we weren't sensitive to the fact that people had made this commitment. But here we are with our new local plan, and it's basically saying to half of the people, you don't fit that plan either.
well, because they need more of a commitment.
Right, because, they need to make.
Because the service is getting busier, if
Well,
I understand it right.
Well, 24 hours a month is not exactly a huge
Commitment, I
commitment.
agree.
Brandon, how many of the people there was 4 that were working most of the shifts, and they now have to reduce their hours? Have they left, or are they still with you?
The majority of them have found outside employment, so their hours are now reduced to us. One of them took a .6 with us, and the others have taken outside employment and are .3 or casual.
So the top 4, those top 4 people that work most of the shifts, are they gone?
Not entirely, but they've reduced their availability to us.
So they didn't stay with .6, they went down to casual
Right, because they found outside employment to fill those
to
hours.
cover that
Yep.
pay scale. Okay.
See, and I think that's something, again, and I appreciate Tom bringing that up, because in the proposal that was out there, again, feeling as though we weren't respecting the staff, those 4 people, according to the contract, if I remember right, were being offered full-time positions by Lakeview. They were gonna pay for their education and bring them on full-time as paramedics.
That's right.
That's right. So again, I just hope that the community understands that, again, so those 4 top performing EMTs that were giving the city the most amount of time because of our new local plan, 3 of the 4 have left, right? Whereas our proposal was to
Reduced hours.
basically get them into health, or Lakeview, as full-time paramedics with training paid. So I appreciate you doing the review, because I hope that the population, as they're watching this or whatever, understands that this was not a goal for us to do something to the detriment of local employees. That was never my goal. So, okay, thanks. I've said enough.
When, just so everybody knows, I think it was understood, at least when we met with the mayor, that there might be a difficulty with some of these 4 people if it changed, because they were working a lot more than what they could do now. So this is probably not a surprise.
No.
Okay.
So I have a quick question, just so I'm understanding. So if we were to hire the 4 EMTs that you have in the queue, right? And then, but we're potentially losing 12 of the EMTs due to a lack of commitment. So what's the net gain or loss in terms of shifts, even if we were to hire the 4?
So what it came down to was, they're limited to 24 hours per week versus some were working 96.
Per
So-
week, per week?
Yeah, so there's a pretty significant loss there in the transition.
Can you make an estimate in terms, is it a net gain or loss if we were to hire the 4 and then we're losing the 12 in terms of the
Still a loss,
hours? I
isn't
mean, are we ahead, or are we behind, or are we?
I think we'd still be behind.
That would be my gut
Yeah.
without seeing the numbers.
Yeah, because we had these few people who were putting in tons of hours,
Huge hours.
right?
Yeah.
And that's what, and I don't know if you were familiar with the proposal that was out there. Okay, with the 4, taking on those 4, okay, thanks, Tom.
So Brandon, is this plan gonna work?
I think we have potential to make it work. Yeah, it's gonna take some time we got implementing it late in the game. Budget was approved in November, didn't give us a lot of time to get everybody on board that we needed to. So, we just closed the posting on the 5th for those positions, so.
So let me run back around the full circle. So you looking for 6, so if you get 2 more if you hired all 4 of these and you got 2 more .6, would that fill the loss?
I think we'd have a couple of openings, but not nearly as many as we have now.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, anything else on your part?
Yes, so, as Brenda said earlier, billables were up 7% for last year. Overall call volume went up 8%. We broke 2,000 calls. We did 2,043 total calls for the year. January's off to a good start for us. We've done 56 in the first 9 days of the month. So, and that's all I have for my report.
Brandon, how many extra hours did you end up working last year?
I haven't even run the total.
What would you guesstimate?
Probably an extra 1,500, at least.
Well, I'm sure that that's information's available. I'm just concerned that we're gonna go back into the same pattern that we've had
I agree.
with you and Josh
Concern.
working all the extra hours, and we're not solving the underlying staffing problem. That's,
You know, I think the first 3 months of the year are gonna be a little rough, just to get everything stabilized and positions in place, but I think after that, we're gonna level out.
And help me understand for sure, in the model, the reason for going for the maximum of 24 hours is because of state requirements of overtime, or what?
It runs into the requirement of providing benefits,
Oh, benefits?
if we exceed a certain amount.
Okay,
We chose 24, that way it allows them for training and other shift over, other things that could come up. The actual number's 30,
oh, okay.
so we scheduled 24 to be safe.
And at that 24 hours, they will get state retirement, so they are getting a benefit.
Oh, they now
it's-
will get a
They,
benefit,
yep, if they're
that they
committing to
haven't
that
been getting
24.
before. Okay,
But not health insurance. Health insurance would be above 30, and that's why we're keeping
I
them at
see.
24.
that's part of the Obamacare. Okay, okay.
And just one other thought, so I think I heard then, but we're still having uncovered, as many hours as you're working, we still have uncovered shifts, like 8, is that what I heard?
That's
On average?
not including what we've picked up to cover those gaps.
Okay.
And that's for the second ambulance.
Right.
We always have
First one's always
one
taken care
ambulance
of.
fully staffed. What we're short on is the second ambulance that we're supposed to have staffed 24/7, right?
Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions or anything to report on? Future agenda items. Minutes, financial report, ad hoc committee, update on RFP, probably the model too. Model. The governing of the rules, medical director's report, chief's report, same agenda.
yeah,
I
just
like
put a different date on it.
I know, it makes my job easy.
Any more relocation stuff too?
Oh, yeah. Is the ad hoc committee talking anything about relocation, or the council?
The last update that we were told is that nothing can go until Scott gets back his study that he requested for the site up there.
So maybe on our next agenda, we should add review of EMS staffing location.
I've been told on the 22nd, our meeting on the 22nd, we'll be hearing
Yeah, that's 7 o'clock.
department location.
It's just for information only, is what we were told this morning. So I plan on being there just to listen, you know, see what it's gonna be. Okay. Date. Does the ad hoc committee feel that we need to meet more frequently, or should we move out to quarterly? We met this one. Is there stuff that you're gonna want the commission to review before?
We can always ask for a meeting, Joanne can put out the request.
So I don't know if it's necessary that we meet on a monthly basis anymore.
Well, I think at least for the first 3 months of this year with this
With
new
the staffing models and
we
everything.
should.
Okay. I can agree with that, just because of all the changes and influx of staffing and everything yet. Okay. February. I can't do the 14th of February. Did you want to meet the 7th, which is the Wednesday, the first Wednesday, or do you want to move it out?
I won't be here the February 7th,
Okay.
available.
Oh, that's right, you were gone.
On the 21st?
21st.
That would work for me.
I got a doctor appointment at 9:10, 8:30 and 9:10.
How about the 28th?
28th works. What time you wanna do it on the 28th? You wanna do it, or go back to the early time or not? 7:30?
I don't know, whatever anybody else is. I'm out.
7:30 or 8 is great.
7:30, the 28th.
If I'm not available, which I'm not, is it permissible to send a proxy?
Yes.
Okay.
We talked about that and,
Well, that's one of the things that,
yeah,
that we're gonna have, so, yeah.
Okay.
okay. Anything else? I move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much.